Welcome back guys, this is Richard from Productive Academy and welcome to another Flutter tutorial. And the last video we saw about images and how to change your font style in a Flutter app. And now let's see about what is a container and how to modify a container and what are paddings and margins and some other stuff. So let's get started. I'm having this app image as our widget right now, as our body widget right now. Now I'm going to create another stateless widget. So what I'll do is I'll go here. I'll say stateless and and I'll call this widget appcon, meaning app container. So I'm going to create a container. So we haven't seen what is a container yet, so I'm going to show you what is a container first. So what I'll do is I'll create a text widget inside this container. I'll say child. So as I said, when you are giving a widget inside another widget, you should specify it as a child. So I'm giving a text widget as a child of the container widget. So I'm going to say text and I'm going to call it hello. All right, so I gave my text widget and I'll give some text style, text style, and I'll give the font weight as or font size as 30. Okay, that's enough. Now what we'll do is I'll call this widget up right here. I'll remove this app image and I'll also remove the center widget. I need to show you something, so I don't want the center widget right now. So I'll say app con. All right, so now if I save it, let's see how my app looks right now. Okay, so here I'm having my hello, but where is my container? I gave a container, right? The container is not visible. So our container is wrapped right around this hello. So let me show you how it's working. So what I'll do is I'll give a color for my container and I'll call that, and I'll give a color called colors dot orange. All right, I'll give an orange color for my container. Now if I save it, you can see the orange color wrapped around this text widget. So I'll save this right now. Yeah, you can see the orange color is wrapped around this text widget. That means our container is present in this particular text widget. Our container is wrapped around the widget. So what if I remove the text widget? If I remove the text widget, our container will be around everywhere in the screen. So I'll just show you by removing the text widget. Yeah, I'll remove right here. Yeah, I'll remove this, and now if I save it, yeah, you could see our orange would be everywhere. Yeah, so whenever I give a widget, our container wraps around that particular widget. If I don't give any widget, the container wraps around the entire screen. So if I give that widget back, now if I save it, you can see our container wrapped around the particular widget. Yeah, hello, it's wrapping around the hello widget. And what if I want my container to be separate from this title bar? It's sticking to the title bar, right? Here my hello is sticking to the title bar, orange color is sticking to the title bar, and in the right side too it's sticking there. I don't want it to stick there. I want it to be removed or separated by a certain margin. So for that we need to give a operator called margin, a widget called margin. I'll say margin, and you'll see what happens when I give a margin. And here you can see edge inserts dot all. What is edge inserts dot all is, whenever you are giving a particular value here, for example, let's say I'm giving 20 here, and when I give edge inserts dot all 20, it will separate this widget from the margin by 20 pixels. It will separate here by 20, here by 20. It's better to show you, so I'll just save it and show it to you. So yeah, you can see that our widget has been separated from our margin by 20 pixels right here, 20 pixels right here, and here 20 pixels. It's not showing you because there was nothing here, so you can't see the gap, but it's separated by 20 pixels right here, and in all sides it will be separating it by 20 pixels. That is the margin of our widget. But now what if I want my text widget to have some gap within the container widget? Let's say the container widget is wrapping around the text tightly. I don't want to do that. I want my container widget a little bit separate from the text widget, or giving you a little bit gap for the text. What can I do is that is called as padding. I'll say padding, and I'll say the same edge inserts dot all, and if I give 20 now, it will separate this from the container widget. Yeah, you can see our text widget is right here, and it's separating it from the container widget by 20 pixels in all the sides. So this is how you give a padding to your container, and this is how you give a margin. So a margin is the part beyond the container widget or beyond the whole widget, and the padding is the part that separates this widget from the other widget. So make sure you understand it correctly, because sometimes you get confused with margin and padding. So margin is different and padding is different. Alright, so now we saw what is a container widget and how do you add margins and paddings to your widget. And this margins and paddings could be added to any widget. Not only a container widget, it can be added to buttons, and it can be added to text, and it can be added to images, it can be added to anything. So margins and paddings, we'll be using it in a lot of places. So, and in margins and paddings, here I've given edge inserts dot all. That is not the only option, you know. I can give edge inserts dot from LTRB, left, top, right, bottom. So I could give the values for the left, top, and right, bottom. So for example, as a margin, I'm going to give, for left I'm going to give 10 pixels, for top I'm going to give 20 pixels, for right I'm going to give 0 pixels, and for the bottom I'm going to give 0 pixels. Now if I save it, you can see it's moved this side a little bit, because here it's 20 pixels and here it's 10 pixels. What if I change the top to 10 pixels too? It will move like slightly above. Let's wait. Or didn't I save it? So yeah, it's moving here slightly above. So according to how we change our parameters, it moves our margins accordingly. Similarly, you can give the same for your padding too, but for now I'm gonna keep my padding as it is. And so we saw about container. Now let's see what are buttons and icons now. So how to build a button first. So let me create another stateless widget. And the reason I'm creating this many stateless widget is I don't want to confuse you by giving it everything inside a single this one. So I'm building separate stateless widget for everything. But in real time, you don't have to do this. This is for teaching purpose, I could say. And in real time, this is not necessary. I'll say stateless, and I'll call this widget app button. All right, I'll say app button, and instead of container, I'll say there are many types of buttons. Well, let's start from flat button. And inside every button you create, you should give a on pressed function. So yeah, I'm going to give a on pressed inside every button, and on pressed function is necessary. Let's say I'll say what is an on press function later. An on press function is a function that runs whenever you press that particular button. So we are not going to give anything inside our on press right now. So I'm giving an on press function as empty. And now we need to add a text inside a button. So to add a text widget inside a button widget, so as I said, we need to give a child. I'm going to give a child, and I'm going to call my text as text click me. Okay, so now if I change this one from app con to app button, and if I save this now, let's see how it looks like. So yeah, here I have my button, and this is my button, and it's not visible. Let me give a color for my button, so it's better there. So I will say a color for my button. Color, I'll say colors dot, well, I'll keep it as orange itself. So I'll save this now. Yeah, this is my button, and if I click it right here, there's a clicking operation done, and you can see the animation right there, and there is nothing happening when I'm clicking the button. So that is the purpose of my on pressed function. Whatever I give inside my function will happen whenever I click the particular button. So to give there inside my on pressed function, I'm giving something here. I'm going to say print button was clicked. So this will be printed in this terminal window, not at that one. It will be printed in this terminal window whenever I click that button. So I need to give a semicolon at the end. And now if I save this, all right, let me open my terminal window now, this one, and yeah, if I click here, button was clicked. I'll click this again, button was clicked. So it will be updating every time my button is clicking. It will be doing that particular operation every time my button is clicked. So we can give you a complicated functions later. So for now, remember that whenever I click this button, this operation will be carried on. On pressed operation will be carried on. And there are many types of buttons. I gave a flat button. A flat button is this is what you call a flat button. And there is something called as a raised button. What is a raised button? Raised. Oh, the spelling is raised button. Yeah. And a raised button gives a shadow beyond the button. So there will be a little bit of shadow below your button. So if I save this now, and yeah, now it's loaded, and whenever I click this button now, there will be a shadow appearing beyond this button. So let me click this and you can see, yeah, there is a shadow appearing beyond this button whenever I click the button. So that is what you call as a raised button.